Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we are back with a Xayah updated complete guide for patch 6.1 onwards. But of course, as usual, before we actually get into it, don't forget to check out Xayah's basic guide for her skills, living order tips and tricks, as well as some combos. I'll chuck that up in the cards above for your easy reference. Now let's get straight into the items, runes, and spells. It's pretty straightforward. Basically, you want to start off with the classic ADC combo of Gluttonous Greaves into Bloodthirster, of course, for just early AD as well as early Vamp. And then for Xayah, we're going to go into Navori Quick Blades. Now, I've seen some Xayah builds skip Navori. Let's see the top players. They are all going for Navori, thankfully, but I've tried those builds that don't go for Navori. It's really horrible. Like, Xayah needs Navori just for a lower cooldown on her W and her E. Very, very important. Of course, Q cooldown is already very low, so it's not as important. But on the W for attack speed and the E, of course, the feather pullback, the cooldown is really, really important. So you want to get Navori for that. Then, of course, IE for the increased crit damage, and then we have more reminder for the armor pen and grievous wounds. And for the last item, you normally want to go for something defensive. So, as a default, if there is AP on the enemy team, I like to go for Maw, mainly because Maw gives me 55 AD, so it's pretty much the quote-unquote best defensive item you can get because it also gives you damage, right? But of course, if you don't want to go for Maw, or if there is no magic damage on the enemy team, you can of course go for your other options like your GA, like your Sterex, even something like a Twin Guard could work, for example. So it kind of depends on what you prefer. For the runes, of course, we have Lethal Tempo just with the additional attack speed and the attack range, get your feathers out more quickly. And then you have Brutal because you're an ADC that auto attacks a lot. Giant Slayer, of course, to deal with the tanks and the health stackers. And then, once again, Alacrity for more attack speed to, again, deal with those health stackers. Not health stackers, but to get your feathers out more quickly. And of course, you now have Bone Plating just for the extra defensive capabilities as well. And then for the summoner spells, you take Flash together with whatever you need. And normally, it's going to be either Cleanse, Barrier, or Exhaust, or even Ghost is really good on Xayah if you can kite, right? So, with that said, let's move on to taking a look at our gameplay. Okay, so let's take a look at our gameplay. Of course, before we really get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, queries, or remarks, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and of course, I'll be sure to address them. So, the first thing I say in every Xayah video is when you want to pick Xayah. And Xayah, as I mentioned, is pretty much one of the best counter-pick ADCs. And by counter-pick, I don't mean you counter your ADC lane opponent, but you counter the enemy's team comp. Right, so basically you want to pick Xayah into teams that are like melee / low range, or they have very heavy engage. So the main strength of Xayah, of course, is being able to place down the feathers, and having the feathers down basically just means that enemies cannot or should not stand between you and your feathers, because otherwise they're going to take a ton of damage, otherwise they're going to get rooted. That's a lot of Xayah's damage comes from the feathers. However, if the enemy team is high range, they're not going to have a problem with this. So think about, let's say if your lane opponent is Senna and Caitlyn, they're going to have no issue with that at all. Let's say you have a long range mid lane mage, let's say you have like a Victor, let's say. So these three champions are not going to have a very big problem dealing with Xayah, right? But on the flip side, if we take a look at the team comp I'm facing, you have Rakan, who wants to jump in on you, same with Akali, and same with Master Yi. He needs to run in at you and he's melee. Akali is also melee. Nasus kind of wants to run you down, he's melee as well. So you have already like 4 champions that are basically melee / like close range, that kind of want to run you down and run close to you. So you already kind of counter all of them. And Lucian is also a very short range ADC who also kind of wants to dash at you. So you actually semi-counter Lucian as well. So basically this is a really, really good Xayah game. And the reason why I have a pretty high win rate on Xayah is really because I only pick Xayah into games that are really good for her. Same with Vayne, right? I only pick Vayne into like 3-4 tank kind of team comps. So here, I believe the enemy bot lane must be duo, because the moment Senna appeared on Vision in the mid lane, the Rakan instantly snapped engaged on me and Lucian instantly followed up. And to be honest, I knew that that was a possibility, and if I was duo with my support, I definitely would have done that as well. But my kind of thought process was, in solo queue, this is not a very common thing to do. But they did just snap engage on me. I had to instantly cleanse out of Rakan's CC, and I was barely able to walk away with my life. I was honestly 1 HP. Probably should have died there or lost my flash, but I was really greedy with it, and I managed to both remain alive and keep my flash as well. So a pretty optimal situation for myself, if I do say so myself. But yeah, so here now, because we have a Senna who's roaming, we're actually going to try to keep a freeze here. We don't really want to shove or push because that is going to lead to a situation where we're overextended. But now Senna's coming back to the lane, so now we're going to slowly slow push the wave out instead. And here you can see we have a double stack wave here, so if the enemy engages, they're going to be in deep trouble, so they basically cannot really fight us at the moment, just because of our wave state. Rakan is kind of missing at the moment, so he's either roaming or he is out of vision, like maybe behind Lucian. A common thing Rakan can do is this: basically you stay out of vision and then you engage. Now here I'm not sure why Rakan took one eternity out. I guess he was waiting out my ult, but eventually we are able to get the kill on him. Mastery goes in. I flash away to try to keep some distance. Tower takes care of him. Tower also takes care of Rakan, and I actually end up picking up a double kill, so a bit botched by the enemy team. We end up getting 2 kills for dying, which of course is a trade up. Maybe the Rakan was actually waiting because he was trying to wait for Master Yi to get a little bit closer, which is why he didn't immediately ult. I'm not sure, but he should have probably waited 2 more seconds before he W'd in, if that's the case. Anyways, I guess you could say the situation kind of worked out in our favor in the grand scheme of things, although I would say that's more because of the enemies botching the situation than us really playing very well, right? I mean, we did play decently well in the sense that we were able to root the Rakan, keeping him in place, and then we were able to flash away from Master Yi after he exited the Alpha Strike to make sure he took more tower shots than what he needed to. So in the end, in the grand scheme of things, we did play the situation pretty alright. But of course we did end up dying for it, but we picked up 2 kills, so again it's a positive trait for my team, or for myself I guess you could say. And yeah, now here we're just back to farming. Rakan goes in on me again, but there's completely no follow-up. In fact, Victor is coming in for a gank, but I don't think you really want to all in a Rakan who is able to simply dash back to safety by using his E onto Lucian. So if I was Victor, I wouldn't be ulting there. But yeah, Victor comes in for a gank, and Rakan has to kind of run away, but they don't really even blow sums or anything, so it's not the best situation in the world. So here, the objectives are up, so I'm just using all my spells on the wave to get priority so we can rotate first. You can see Akali and Rakan are getting into a fight with my mid jungle. And here, they are now in a 4v2, we're gonna kill both of them, and someone hit the blast plan launching me into the pit, and now I'm stuck in the pit with Master Yi. I try to ult, Master Yi actually cues someone behind me. I'm trying to walk out of the pit, but now Master Yi is back here, and he avoids my feathers using the Alpha Strike, and I do end up just dying. Kind of troll blast plant there from whoever that was. But anyways, here my team now trying to get something done. Master Yi trying to run down my team. Lucian trying to run down my team as well. Steps into the gravity field, and he's taking a bunch of damage. Victor 1 HP. Senna's able to finish the kill with the help of the tower, and it's a very, very action-packed game so far. 17 kills in less than 6 minutes. Action-packed game for sure. Now we're making our way back to the dragon, where the fight continues in the enemy jungle. We have a 2v1. 1v2 with Camille taking on Master Yi as well as Rakan. Akali and Kayn, I believe, is now joining the party. In the meanwhile, Nasus is free hitting our tower and just getting a bunch of plates. Now here, I'm trying to join the fight as well. Being a little bit cautious not to just walk in myself. Rakan's 1 HP, gets taken out by Kayn. I'm trying to take out Lucian. Master Yi goes in 1v4. Gets completely destroyed, to no one's surprise. Kayn picks up a triple kill. And Nasus is going to town on that tower. In the grand scheme of things, I don't know if this is very worth it, because the amount of gold Nasus is getting from that tower, just look at that. He has the most, actually he doesn't have the most gold in the game, because Kayn does after that triple kill. But Nasus has so much gold right now, and that is going to be a problem, right? Nasus' early game is definitely weak, but mid and late game he is pretty strong, and Camille is not neutralizing him because, despite the fact she killed Nasus once, she has left Nasus to just get free tower plates, and Nasus almost gets the entire tower. And that cannot be a good thing. Right, so my team is now moving on to the Herald. I'm going to stop Lucian from taking plates, which is exactly what Camille did not do. Lucian is still going to be able to pick up 1 or 2 plates, though. He does pick up 2 plates, which is equivalent to a kill. And we're going to clear the rest of the wave. Now, something important to note here is you can see we have BT completed as well as boots. Lucian has boots and a couple item components, so he is much weaker than us right now, and he does not want to get in a fight with us, which is why you can see I'm playing hyper aggressive, walking past the wave, trying to get the root on him there, but very nice dash by him to avoid the root. Of course, Xayah combo is somewhat predictable, like you want to auto Q and E, and he knew that was coming, so he dodged it with his dash. Well played by him, and he escapes. I think if I got the root there, he would have been in a little bit of trouble, considering also that he didn't have flash. Right, so here, now we can start attacking the tower. Lucian reset, but he went top. So seeing him top, it gives me the green light to just whack the tower. Right, so Lucian and Rakan are top. Lucian is actually dead right now. Since the entire enemy team is still reviving other than Master Yi, I'm actually just going to go for the next wave as well. A little bit greedy, but it's relatively safe to do so. And we're even going into the enemy jungle. Now here I see Master Yi, I'm kiting away from him because I know he's going to check the jungle. I'm going to walk away because I don't want to get into 1v1 with Master Yi. My team is actually not here to back me up, so we actually maybe could have tried to contest the Grom, but honestly I wouldn't really risk my life for a Grom. It's not really that worth it. So now I'm just going to go back to farming. While waiting for the next wave to come in, I'm just farming the Crux. Accidentally autoed the fruit there. Now Akali gets stunned by the gravity field, and Senna picks up the kill. Rakan trying to help her out, but now is on the run himself. Senna with a very, very poorly executed flash W. In fact, you can W flash on Senna, but that Senna flashed and then waited for half a second before she pressed W. So that was a very poor combo by Senna. Either way, now Camille is tanking the tower. Rakan flashes in to engage on her. I don't know if you want to engage on her. Somehow I'm tanking the tower, I guess because Camille used the Hextech ultimatum. I don't want to be tanking the tower, so we're just going to walk out. Camille gets the kill onto Rakan. And we're going to go back to the wave, which Camille is now trying to take as well. We're not going to let that happen. And we get the wave. So next wave is actually here, and I can't complete Navori anyway, so I'm going to actually go for the next wave and try to farm it up a little bit more. So Kayn is getting into a fight with the Master Yi as well as the Akali. And I just need a little bit more gold for Navori. So I'm just going to go ahead and farm the Raptors while my team is busy fighting in the mid lane. There we go. You can see also the Bloodthirster value. Like when you're low, you can actually just lifesteal off minions and monsters. And I'm basically back to full health from being really low health. So here we pick up the entire Navori, and that's of course going to be a huge power spike. The fight in the mid lane is still continuing. I mean, my team is really far overextended, so that does make sense. Victor gets engaged on, Victor dies. Senna now in a little bit of trouble, getting run down by Nasus. Nasus trying to bonk her on the forehead, and does so. Senna gets shut down. I get withered by Nasus, and Kayn is now in the backline killing off the Rakan. Nasus finds himself with nowhere to run. He's trying to escape. I pick up the kill onto him, and we're going to be able to push in the mid wave. Unfortunately, there's no objectives up at the moment, despite us getting 3 kills, 3 for 2 trade. So we're just going to clear the next wave instead. And my team is now hunting the Master Yi in the jungle. Camille picks up the red buff, and I'm not able to get it, unfortunately. And Dragon is now coming up in 20 seconds. So here I'm making my way there, but I realized that my Senna and my Victor are fighting over the bot wave, so I'm not going to be able to get that. So I'm going to instead go to mid and quickly clear out the mid wave. The Rakan comes in, and I'm going to quickly just ult to ensure that I am safe, because if Rakan manages to full combo me and Lucian bursts me down right before Dragon, that would not be a very good thing whatsoever. So here, Nasus tries to wither me. I'm going to cleanse instantly because I don't want him to run me down and get any free bonks on me, so I'm going to cleanse just to be safe. Now I'm just hitting whoever is the closest target. And no one is touching me at all. I'm literally just killing everybody. Master Yi is now running down Senna, but we don't quite care too much about him. We're just going to focus the Dragon. Don't know if he's going to come into contest. Looks like the answer is no. He runs away. Akali trying to sneak a mid lane tower while we're doing Dragon. My team is going to stop her. She does get the tower though. So that, yeah, we're not too successful in stopping her from getting that tower. So now after picking up the Dragon, we pick up a little bit of farm. We're going to reset. Just get a BF sword. Building towards our IE. And here pinks are coming out for Baron. Whole enemy team is now only just reviving. However, they are already on the map. So this is going to be an objective that might be contested. So we're going to have to do it quickly. Our team is bursting it really, really fast despite myself not being there. Akali jumps into the pit by herself, gets one shot. Baron is really low. Master Yi is trying to run in. We are able to secure the Baron. Master Yi is stuck in the pit. He dies. And I'm getting run down by Nasus. I'm going to pop the ulti. Nasus is now running away with the ghost. And honestly, we could chase him, or I could chase him, I guess you could say, but I think my team can 3v1 kill a Nasus, right? So I don't think my help is needed. I'm just going to secure more farm in the form of the Skull Crab and push together with my team. Or rather, I'm not going to push together with my team because I realize that we don't need 4 people to take down the tier 2 and the inhib, right? So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do the split push, right? The only issue with this is that if my team gets into a fight now, which it looks like they are, I'm not going to be there to help them. But if my team made the smart decision, which is to get the tower and immediately back off, this fight wouldn't have happened, and then I probably would have been able to easily, get the tier 2 here as well. But since my entire team died, I can't actually push for tier 2 anymore because the entire enemy team is going to come for me. So instead, what I do is I just push in the wave and then I reset. And the enemy team unfortunately picks up kills onto both our mid laner and our jungler, which brings a window for them to do Baron, which is a little bit... Oh, sorry, there's no Baron on the board. I don't know what I'm talking about. We have Baron, so... we do lose a little bit of Baron tempo, I guess you could say, but overall it's not the worst in the world, I guess. We're in a pretty good spot ourselves, 5, 2, and 10 with 3 items completed. Now just counter jungling the enemy jungle just a little bit, as Camille is continuing her split push. Not much pressure on the map though, so not a very good split push opportunity for her. I'm not going to overextend with them, so I'm just going to go ahead and farm the jungle since there's nothing really going on. And now I'm going to back to pick up the stasis because I'm anticipating a fight is going to break out soon. So I'm just going to grab the stasis. I don't really need QSS since I already have cleanse and there's not a lot of CC on the enemy team. But there is a lot of burst damage from like Akali, Nasus, and Master Yi. So stasis could come in really handy here. And now I'm going to join my team in the mid lane for a fight. Lucian gets one shot at the start with the Camille ulti. And now we're actually just pushing in. But I don't really think we can end here unless we kill multiple people. Nasus taking a bunch of damage. I'm just hitting the base to threaten a little bit. Master Yi just running in like a madman. Yeah, he somehow actually escapes. And I really don't think sieging mid is a good idea. We're literally sieging the enemy base. Yeah, so that doesn't seem like the best thing to do. I think we should be pushing some towers. Things like that. So Victor gets off a little bit of a stun. Unfortunately, myself and Victor, we end up basically inting here because I got baited by Victor's stun and I tried to go in to get a little bit of poke damage. But what instead happened is that because Senna and Kayn were not near enough, we end up in a basically 2v4 and we get one shot by the enemy team. And that is kind of a game-losing play because at this point, we are the 2 carries of the team, right? We both kind of inted. And now Kayn is inting going in 1v4. I'm not sure why he's pinging Senna to go in 1v4, but he goes in 1v4 and he dies, so he's now entered as well. And that all started from myself and Victor inting. Now Senna dies as well. Now it's Camille versus the entire enemy team. Baron is coming up, Dragon is coming up as well, and now is not the time you want to be inting. Thankfully, Camille picks up the kill. And now she's going to check on Baron, which the enemy are definitely on. They are doing Baron. It's about halfway done. Myself and Victor are rushing over to the Baron as quickly as we can. Maybe steal the Baron, maybe get some kills. Camille goes in. Unfortunately, Baron is secured by the enemy team. We're now just looking for kills. Lucian escapes on 1 HP. Nasus doesn't look like he's going to be able to get away though. Does eventually die. So we do get at least 1 kill on Nasus and another kill onto Master Yi. So we do have like 3 of the enemies dead. Only the bot lane is left alive with Dragon up. So, honestly, this is going to be Mountain Soul for our team. Mountain Soul, not really the best soul. It's kind of the worst, but I guess, since it's uncontested and it's a free soul anyways, we're just going to go for it. Senna tries to ult the dragon. Not the first time she's tried to do that, but I think a lot of Senna players kind of don't realize that Senna ulti doesn't damage monsters. Yeah, so there's no use in ulting the dragon unless you're trying to give your team a shield. So here now with the dragon secured, enemy team still has Baron. We're trying to push in this tier 2. Should be pretty simple. We pick it up, no biggie. And here we're just trying to push in, right? But at the same time, we have to be really, really careful. Wither gets procced on me by Nasus. I'm not going to cleanse that because he's not actually trying to run me down. It's a very, very sticky fight here in the jungle with a lot of choke points. Nasus tries to run down the Victor. I'm free hitting Nasus while that's happening. Huge lifesteal comes up from the Nasus Q. I root him, but he does kill Victor. He now is ghosting away and I can't quite reach him. So I'm going to join the rest of the fight, the main fight here. And pay close attention to this fight. This is going to be a very, very exciting fight. So here, we take out the Rakan first, and then Akali tries to go in. Huge root onto Akali. She stasis. We're going to hit Lucian in the meanwhile, timing the stasis to get rid of her, as well as Nasus. Then we ult the Lucian Q, Lucian stasis, and we're going to try to take him out. There we go. He's eliminated, and now we're actually on a quadra kill. Master Yi is now flashing in, and this is going to be a mechanically intensive fight. We get the root of Master Yi stasis because we need to wait for cooldowns, flash away, try our best to take him out, but unfortunately, yeah, Alpha Strike too strong, Lifesteal too strong. Master Yi takes us out and denies the pentakill on 1 HP, and that was painful to say the least. We did get our Molar Reminder completion off the quadra kill though, but yeah, I thought I could take him out. Like honestly, when it was 1v1 versus me and him, I think I played almost perfect. The mistake that I did that would have got me the kill is I queued when he was in the Alpha Strike at the very start of that fight, right? So I first attacked the minions to lifesteal, then when he came, I comboed him immediately to get the root on him, and then the moment he completed, the moment I got the next root, I had to stasis because I didn't have any of my cooldowns. So I stasis to buy time, flashed away from him, got some distance, got another root off, but he was still able to Alpha Strike and kill me, and my last auto was not enough damage to kill him, and that resulted in me losing out on the Penta. However, in the main screen, you can see my team has secured the Elder, and we're basically just gonna run through mid and end the game. Only Nasus and Master Yi are alive. We are 5v2 at the moment with a huge wave in mid. So it's yeah, the game's pretty much won at this point. I'm just pretty sad that I did not get the pentakill. I think I played almost perfect and I thought I would have gotten it, but unfortunately we did not. Either way, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to leave you guys with the stats as usual, and goodbye.